I am coming to you today at a time that is having an impactful experience across this country, in our local community.
Like most of you, I'm angry and saddened at the senseless and brutal deaths of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd.
I see them and I see myself. I see my children. I know that folks are dealing with a situation where they feel hopeless and helpless. Folks feel disenfranchised. We see a number of people who are out protesting. And so my heart is heavy. I know that many folks on the campus are dealing with this in many different ways. And if I am struggling with it, I know that our students are struggling with it as well. I know that our faculty are struggling. I know that our staff are struggling about how to deal with this and how to deal with the issues that sort of present to us in this country.
As I watch what's going on across the nation and what's happening in Chattanooga, I understand that the protests that we're seeing are the result of legitimate grievances related to systemic racism and social injustice that have been ignored for decades. We're very good in our country at offering thoughts and prayers for individuals, families, and communities in need. We're a lot less good at listening to people who are different than we are, and we're a lot less good at having difficult conversations with individuals whose life experiences are very different than our own.
I will say to you that I've had personal things that have happened in my life that make this very personal and make it very impactful for me. I've been followed around a grocery store just because of the color of my skin. I've had times where I've walked down the street and I've had people throw things at me and yell racial epithets at me because I was walking down the street. I've had times even on this campus where I didn't necessarily feel like this place believed in diversity and inclusion. I've had times where I've felt disenfranchised and helpless. But today is a different day. I think we've seen it in the spirit of folks on this campus. I think we've seen it across America to call for a difference and a change in the way that we handle it. I think there is some work to be done on our campus. And so I vow to you a number of different things. I think there are things that we can do to help.
At UTC, we strive to create an environment for all of our students, faculty, and staff where they can live, learn, and work in an environment that is diverse, inclusive, and respectful. Racism has no part in the UTC community. It is completely at odds with our core values.
Racism has no place on this campus. It has no place in this community. It has no place in this city. It has no place in this state. It has no place in this country. We will not tolerate it. And I want to stand firmly by saying that this institution opposes it. I oppose it. And every other person who is on this campus opposes it.
As we move forward and we try to create the sort of environment where all of us can live, learn, and work in an environment that respects our human dignity, we won't always get it right. There will be times when we miss the mark. There will be times when I miss the mark. And when that happens, I hope that you'll engage us in dialogue to let us know where we fell short and where we can be better. Because we need to be better. We need to be the best university that we can possibly be. And we can't do that without your help.
Change comes through the power of your vote. And so I would encourage you that if you have not voted, if you were not planning to vote, that you take an opportunity to go vote. And not just vote in the national elections, but you owe it to vote in your state elections. You owe it to vote in those local elections. If you want change, the energy that you are using right now to invoke that change is the same energy you will need to use as you go to the polls. And so I am counting on you, I am depending on you to be the change that you want to see. And the only way to do that is to go to the polls. Thank you for listening. And I will say to you, Mocs fly together, so let's fly high.